Welcome to Em The Dore, the only podcast where we just took 8 takes to get the intro in. It's the longest we've ever taken.
Oh, we've never done that before.
No,
it's always
it was
one take, we're done.
Yeah, and I mean, you might be able to guess, but it has always been like a one take, maybe a couple yells, get the juices flowing.
Oh, yeah.
But that was rough. I've never felt worse about myself.
Have we ever told them about the yelling?
I don't know if we've told you guys about the
yelling. We've told the guests, but we haven't.
So before, what might be, I wish we could have the raw footage of all of our podcasts, because what happens is every single time before we actually start recording is we yell really loud so that when I'm doing the editing work, you can see like the mass jump in the sound so that I can figure out really easily where to just immediately cut.
Yeah.
So since we do that every single time that we do the podcast, you just hear us like yell, and then we have a second where I'm just like, welcome to Em The Dore. It's really funny. You can see Julian react to it in the Julian episode. He's like laughing at the very start because we've just absolutely like screeched. It's pretty funny. But
he said some podcasts like clap.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
And get into it. It takes away all the fun, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's almost a staple of Em The Dore episodes at this point.
Yeah, it's one of those behind the sines things that just makes it
really
fun
BTS,
for us. Exactly.
Em The Dore.
That like you wouldn't know
Us
unless you're one of us or you're a
right.
yes.
Right.
We do have Em The Dore inside jokes, and they're terrible.
They're all
if you
really
get on the
bad.
podcast, you can
which again, there are 2 requirements.
Experience.
There are only 2 ways you can get on the podcast.
I have a Google form if you'd like to fill it out.
Yeah.
Bear in mind though, the 2 requisites. It's an either or situation.
You either are one,
a Vanderbilt athlete, or really we take any athlete.
Yeah, we take other athletes.
But, other people, and then there's a second.
2.
There's a second option, and that's if you're dating Chris
Or you.
That wasn't one of the established rules.
Yeah, it was. It was if you were dating either of us.
Fair enough, I suppose.
It's just, right now it's only been dating me because the other one hasn't been in practical use. Yeah.
There's a Google form for that, too, if you want to apply for either of these.
Either positions.
Yeah. So these are just fun things.
Yeah, we're feeling a lot better this week. The last couple weeks, Willem's been like on the couch like, yeah.
Like we have a couch. Come on, son. Oh, this couch.
Yeah, during the episodes,
in our
you've been
abode.
like, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. I've been like actually deceased.
Yeah, no,
I had a bad
has.
fever this past week.
He did. I was becoming
like all week. It was insane.
I actually got my doctorate. That was my it's my residency. Yeah.
He's like, take this, and I'm like, I don't know what medicine is.
I'm like, Willem, do you know what acetaminophen? And he's like, huh?
I'm like, is that not Tylenol? And you're like,
yes, that is Tylenol.
Okay, I was gonna say, I still don't know. I'm also uninsured.
The only podcast where we have 50% health insurance.
There are no benefits to this podcast. I don't get dental, vision. I don't get health insurance. What if I die?
It's not podcast's fault.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know.
We're at worst
I have
independent
no
contractors with no benefits.
That's fair.
It's like, what if the light comes over, hits you on the head, you die instantly on the podcast? I'd post it.
I have no I have no life insurance. Where would my children be without
Do you not have life insurance either?
I don't know. Ask my
I
parents.
guess, that'd make more sense than health
Do
insurance.
you have life insurance?
I don't know. Mom, do I have life insurance?
How does life insurance work?
I know
if
you
anyone
watch.
wants to explain to us. That's
No, I know
third
how
thing.
life insurance works. I just don't know if I have
understand
it.
how it works, but like.
This is Em The
you
Dore,
get
the insurance podcast.
We're shifting focus here.
Yeah.
So like, is it just old people? Like, I'm sure my dad has life insurance.
I think you can buy life insurance for anybody, but it might be a smarter investment to buy it when you're older and/or if you are like really sickly.
Well, here's the thing.
It's really playing probabilities on who's going to die and
That's
when.
true. I follow Dave Ramsey.
Oh, of course you do.
Yeah, because my mom's like, follow him, and I'm like,
He's like, don't tip anybody. That's your money. You've worked for it.
I think that's more what Gary V stuff, where he's like,
I think Gary V's like, you go to garage sales and you're going to flip everything.
Yeah, exactly. Dave Ramsey's like, never use a credit card. And then like
everything
the
in
other
cash.
end of the spectrum is Gary V. It's like the duality of econ.
Gary V's like, you got to spend money to make money.
And then, but anyways, Dave Ramsey's like, if you're really old, you have no kids, like you have no dependents, don't get life insurance. Because if there's no one that money could go to, don't spend the money. But
That's fair.
My parents, I'm sure they have life insurance.
But what old person has nobody?
I mean, there are old people in homes that just don't have anyone.
I mean, maybe, but I feel like that's a small portion of people.
Yeah, true, but he didn't say everyone.
He was like,
I'm
listen,
sure my grandparents have life insurance.
0.009% of the population. Listen, don't.
To my one follower that is in this demographic.
Yeah, I don't know.
So there's now a third contingency to getting on the podcast. You can explain
If you're Dave
menial
Ramsey.
concepts to us. So it's, one, you got to be an athlete. Two, you got to be dating one of us, probably Chris. Just playing the odds game. It's probably going to be Chris. And then...
Yeah. I believe in you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then 3 is if you want to explain really basic concepts to us.
Maybe Ardelan knows it. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But,
He is the type of guy that would know.
yeah, I feel like
Life insurance.
Ardelan would know what life insurance was.
So we're probably about 7 minutes deep into this
Oh,
podcast.
we're not 7
We
minutes
haven't
deep.
even started. So here's what we're going to look
I think
at
this is
today.
what the viewers have missed. I've talked a lot about sports the past couple of weeks.
And I haven't talked about insurance.
Yeah, and you haven't
Which
brought
is the sole
flair.
issue. Exactly.
I'm the sports guy.
This is why we get
You're
no
the
viewers.
insurance guy.
I'm becoming an insurance salesman.
You're just like, I'm Jake.
My life turns
State
into...
Farm.
Oh, shoot. I was thinking the Truman Show, but that works even better. He sells insurance on the Truman Show. Just saying.
The more you know.
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey. I love the Truman Show.
I don't even know.
Have
what
you
that
seen
is.
it?
Nope.
It's the one where the guy is in the TV show. His life is fake. And he doesn't know it. And it's the Truman Show is the TV show about his life that he doesn't realize he's in. So everything around him is fake. Like, he's married, he has friends, and they're all actors. And he's on this island, and they try to make him not want to leave the island. And then
Weird.
he realizes I think I'm in a TV show. And then he tries to leave the island. His dad died. It's a great movie. If the viewers at home feel like I didn't explain it well enough, you're wrong, because that was great. That was top tier synopsis, right?
My phone number is 865-244, and
I actually don't know your phone number. I just know 865.
those are legitimately the first 6 digits of my phone number.
So you can just guess the rest, viewers. If you can call us while we're on the podcast,
We will answer. That should be our shtick, is anybody who calls on the podcast, we answer. Even if it's like a...
And we're going to open up the phone line. It's like Larry King.
it's like, we gotta call.
I'm on Do Not Disturb, so it wouldn't go
Mine
through.
is not on Do Not Disturb.
So call Chris.
Yeah.
But,
865-244-0940. Call me.
If you want to call my friend Joe's mom from elementary school, her phone number is 509... Should I be giving that? Do you think she still has the phone number?
I wouldn't risk it. I mean, all 30 people.
I
max.
only know 4 numbers, and it's my mom's, Tanner's, because it's 1 digit off from my mom's, JG Wentworth.
877 cash now.
I used to remember Jillian's because I didn't have her saved in my phone.
Yeah.
So I just had her
Jillian.
number there. Yes. And Joe's mom.
I know a decent amount of phone numbers.
I'm proud of you.
Well, that's just because I had a flip
800 800 4600, which is Durham law. It's the are you injured? Call 800 800 4600. So if I ever get injured,
You have problems.
I'm uninsured. So I'm like Bart Durham, attorney at law.
Mr. Durham. Mr. Ham, can I call you Dur?
That's funny. Eventually we're gonna go over, some baseball. Makes sense.
Oh, yeah, we do have actual sports to talk about.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Multiple. It's crazy.
We had the black and gold game. Really great. I miss football dearly. I'm very, very sad that we don't have football every week. The USFL is a thing, and it's all right. But
Is it?
it's all right.
But is Vanderbilt in there?
No, which is
Then
why we don't talk about it. Edit it out. But actually,
rid of
cut
that.
the first 10 minutes.
Welcome to Show 'em the Door. We're on our 9th attempt.
No.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about baseball.
Wait,
Black
hold
and
on.
gold game?
I don't mean to interrupt
Please,
you one more
Chris.
time, but I was talking to I was talking to Jen, and she was like, "Your intros are really long," and I'm like,
We have things to say. Jen. I'm sorry.
I feel like part of the allure of Show 'em the Door is not only Willem's broken hip, but
Gosh, I'm dying.
it's the fact that where some people come for the sports. I guess I think that how we just like do things, our process, which is a little wacky, I guess might be a word.
Rather zany.
Rather, I don't have
Both
another
wacky
word.
and
I don't
zany.
know. I feel like it's a draw to the podcast for sure.
It's honestly, do you really watch to
and
hear about
honestly,
baseball?
I feel like-
or do you watch to see me?
I think I watch to see you, Willem.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I watch to be like, did I sound stupid? And that's why.
No, that's what my mom always tells us. She's like, I feel like Jen and Dad, one of our biggest critics. They're the haters. On God.
We have haters.
We have the haters.
Praying on our downfall.
They're like, yeah, I'll make you a logo.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, no, we had
Why
a
can't we
contract
get a logo?
Ardulio.
Do you know what we're using for our Instagram profile picture?
What?
It's the
It's a
picture.
Mr. C, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Mr. C logo thing drawing from the name tag on our door.
Is that
You know the
really
name tag
what
that says
it is?
Willem? It's
Yeah.
that. It was from freshman year, actually.
That's really
I
funny.
kept them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because they're important to me.
Did you
Because they
keep
were on
mine?
our doors. Yeah, I kept yours.
Aw.
I took it off your door the last day because I knew you wouldn't keep it.
No, I wouldn't. You're
Yeah,
right.
you were already gone. You
Hey,
left
but
trash,
who taped-
the peanut butter fork,
Who
and
taped
that.
who taped up all our sticky notes?
Oh, you did do that.
Yeah.
Who broke the door?
That is an entirely separate. So, fun fact, guests of Show 'em the Door. I tried to put a hammock on a towel rack on our door.
A hypothetical person that's not us. This would be a funny situation if
and
it happened.
hypothetically,
It wasn't
room
us.
2201
Hypothetical
in Scales.
Scales dorm. The door's broken.
The door is broken, and we like gorilla glued that. And Varun, weird dude, who was
A
our RA.
hypothetical RA that doesn't exist, and if he did,
I don't
his
know if
name
he
would be
does
Varun.
actually.
He's a vampire.
He is a vampire, but so he came in and we were like, yeah, we broke the door, and he was like, yeah, not really my problem. You're good. And so
He's
we're
like, I don't mind.
yeah, so there is a broken door in there.
Well, it's fixed now.
Is it?
Yeah. Do you know how much griller glue we use? So much Rilla glue.
Careful with that.
We used us some Gorilla Glue, and we fixed that there door.
We definitely
real
poured
well.
a lot of Gorilla Glue on screws, and then we like firmly pressed it in the door.
Did we hang anything? Okay, so the door
I
is
did.
not broken.
I did hang a towel on
It
it.
was just the towel hook.
Yeah, it just
the
ripped out a
towel hook
chunk of
ripped-
the door.
Like, and it wasn't even like fully through. It's
No.
just like slivers missing. So like,
It was deeper than a
didn't
sliver. It was.
sliver.
I would say it made
Made
us.
some serious damage to this door.
It was a damaged door. It was certainly a damaged door.
Yeah. So like, if anyone tries to hang a backpack on that hook,
I
it's
would
not
say
gonna work.
it was
I
about.
want to know who lives there.
I would say it's about this big of the hole, like that big, and then that deep as well, of like two of my fingers. I would say
It's legitimate.
it was a legitimate hole.
Yeah, cheers. And you want to tell them why it happened?
I was trying to, and you cut me off. So I was so a staple of my room, my very first semester of freshman year, was I had a hammock underneath one of the beds because they had the metal bed frames, and Willem loved that hammock. He stayed like
it's really the only reason we're friends.
yeah. I mean it's a distinct like motivator for you to come in the room.
I had nowhere else to sit.
Right.
What was I gonna do? Sit on your bed?
Yeah.
Fair. You did
Anyway.
have another chair. Thinking about it now.
Yeah, you did have
But
anyway.
I only resided in this hammock.
And so
whenever
I
we got
it was
finished.
so special that when we went to the second semester of freshman year, I wanted to bring it with. I wanted to set it up for Willem, even if I did have another bed that I used as a couch that Willem laid on frequently.
That's true. Because we didn't get the hammock.
And so, but we tried to get the hammock by putting it in the closet and then on the door.
In the closet was also a pretty rough idea.
Yeah, thinking
we could
about
have
it-
definitely broken the bar in the closet.
But I
it's
was
sturdy.
more confident about the bar in the closet than the door in the hood. And so I get in the hammock, and I'm in there for like maybe 4 seconds. And I'm like, at first I'm like, damn, this shit works. Excuse my language, but I was feeling good about my engineering. Yeah, I was like, I'm a genius.
We're so proud.
And then
I'm like,
Willem
this
goes up to the door. He's like looking at he's like in shock and awe. And he's like, hey, this is coming out the door. And then it rips out, flies across the room. I smack into the ground. That was the first day of us being in that scales room. And thankfully we haven't broken anything in the room that we're in now.
I don't think we have. You're right.
No, I know that there are like from where we created my bed to go higher, there are some like marks on the wall, but I think it'll come off with. So it'll be easy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get to the actual sports of the podcast.
So baseball.
We have
played some
baseball,
games.
black and gold game, and women's bowling.
Bowling. Yeah, that was the last one that I was going to get to.
Do you want to start with one of them?
I don't know about anything. So we're going to talk about baseball, right? So here's
Yeah.
the thing. 4 games
4 games. 3
A
games
series?
versus Florida.
and a midweek.
Midweek.
So, first, we played Florida.
Yep. Did we win?
Number 9 Florida.
Nope.
What were they?
Number 23.
Formerly number 9 Florida, now number 23 Florida. We're unranked, so it was an upset nonetheless, you know what I mean? Was it at home? I want to say this on here.
Yep.
So they came here, and they lost, right?
How
won.
many of the games did they lose?
I think 2.
Yep.
We won the series.
We did.
I'm 1 for 1 on my questions here.
We were very close to sweeping them.
True. It was darn close.
All the games were really, really good games.
Yeah, we played well, and we won a series against a good SEC team, which I'd say is a big bounce back from kind of being
losing
bums,
South Carolina, getting swept at Tennessee, and
at home.
then losing the series to Auburn.
Yeah, which are just 3 rough series.
Yeah.
So it's been a good.
Syria? Yeah, so let's go through those games. Did you watch them?
No.
Willem, I told you to watch them.
I had a class during one of them. It was on Friday.
It was, yes.
Friday
it was,
during at like 1.
No, it was Friday at 6.
Really?
Yes. I know you don't do
I know
anything.
I had something.
You were texting me about it. I was certain you were watching the game.
I was at that Passover, man. What can I say?
Passover?
I was at a Passover dinner. It was a Seder dinner.
Wait,
Ryan
you
did
watched,
it. It
you
was
watched
so
the
good.
you watched the second one, didn't you?
No.
That was one with Enrique Triple.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't watch it?
No. I saw the highlights. I saw what they posted, and I saw Jack. Welcome to the second of the Jack Bulger apology episodes.
Oh my god.
Because good grief.
So yeah, we do have to apologize further to Jack Bulger, but we'll get to that.
We hated on this man a lot. So
and man
he
is-
deserves multiple apologies.
Yeah, I mean he's batting almost 310 at this
Stellar.
point. He's increased his batting average by an entire 0.1 since we've yelled at him. He was about to dip into the 100s.
Stellar.
He's now over 300. Which is crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So I'll go through the games because I actually watched them. So the Friday game, it was McIlvain started.
Chris.
And they had this guy named Hunter Barco starting. And they were hyping.
Hunter Barco?
Yeah.
That's a dope name.
I know his last name is Barco. I might be making up Hunter because I don't follow Florida
Hunter,
baseball.
I feel like is, give or take. I
Maybe
don't really mind,
maybe
but
Tyler.
Tyler Barco sounds a little better. Sounds whiter, but it's a little better.
He is white. He also looks like he's about 12, but he's a first round prospect. He's apparently really good, except he did really terribly in the game. Like he lasted 2 innings.
Oh, good grief.
And in those innings, he scored like 2 runs, and he pitched 50 pitches in the first 2 innings. And then he walked off after making like a routine ground ball play, and then he like looked down at his arm, and then he didn't come back in the game.
Yeah, he's out with a elbow injury.
It is Hunter.
Hunter Barco.
Yeah. So but he had a decent game in terms of whatever. And then McIlvain only went like 4, I think. It ended up being like the pitching battle of who has more depth. And we went down early because that's what we like to do against Florida apparently.
Evidently.
Is we would go down early, and then there was things in like the 7th and 6th and 7th innings where we'd end up going ahead. And it was a really good game. It was fun to watch. Jack Bulger had like a couple hits. He ended up hitting the walk-off home, like not home run, but he had a walk-off single that won the game. And it was just really nice. I remember good games from Dominic Keegan. I remember good games from Spencer Jones. The person who had probably the worst game, and it was kind of shocking, I would say, is Davis Diaz.
Oh.
Diaz did not have. He's had a rough couple series. He's in a little bit of a slump right now, but for being such a good contact hitter and reliable defender, it's okay. Carter Young's slump is still going. Man is dipping below 250 on the batting average. Which is odd because he's such a good shortstop.
Carter Young's bum arc.
Yeah, but Carter Young is a good hitter. when he makes contact with the ball, he hits it very far. And he has, he's a good switch hitter. He has more power from the left than the right, but that's okay. I just don't know what's going on with him right now. It's very weird. We've been putting, yeah, I know, right? We've been putting Jonathan Vastine and Rob Gordon in a couple backup position.
G.
Yeah, it's like, so starting position-wise, right? Jack Bulger, Dominic somewhere, of the two spots between first base and catcher. And then Colwick, Carter, Diaz, Enrique, Spencer, and then either Vaz or Hewitt in left. One of the two. But I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But the backups that we have that we're using frequently are Rob Gordon, who is a second baseman or third baseman, and he's like a freshman right-hander in terms of hitting. Pretty solid.
He's good.
We have Jonathan Vastine, who is just an infielder in general.
JVZ.
And he started at first base, actually, in our first series versus Oklahoma State. And he's gotten some work at second base when Colwick was hurt for a little bit. And we've put him into pinch hit a couple times. Like, I think our program has a lot of belief in Vastine. As well as Parker Noland has been a backup at first base sometimes, and even a starter, depending on who's catching, who's doing what. But overall, I think that what we need to do moving forward is we need to never let Dom catch again.
Really?
Yeah, and I think Dom is the better catcher of the two. Here's my thing. Jack Bulger hits a million times better when he catches. Like, in terms of when he catches, he's like had interviews about this. He's like, I see the ball better hitting when I catch.
That's really
like,
weird.
Yeah, he's like, I see the shadows
for
every single pitch, and so it's not weird when he comes up to bat. And so, because I believe in Dom to hit if he's catching or at first, I think that for the sake of our offense, we're going to keep Jack Bulger at catcher.
We should find stats on that, because that's really interesting.
I remember when he was starting to come out of his slump, they said that he was like 4 for 15 the last 15 at-bats he was catching, and 1 for 15 when he was DHing. And I mean, neither of those were great at...
But you can see
one of them is
run
almost...
it through a t-test, and it's going to be statistically significant.
Yeah, but I mean, like 4 for 15 is over...
Studies minor.
Yeah, But 4 for 15 is over a 250 batting average. And at the time, that would have been amazing for Jack Bulger.
Compared to 1 of 15.
Yeah. And so it was just like, I think we keep him at catcher. I am okay with Dom being a DH or at first base. I think that will probably depend on if we're going against a right-hand or left-hand pitcher. Because if we're going against a right-hand pitcher, I can see putting Dom at DH, Parker at first, because he's a left-hand hitter, and that will give us,
an edge
some
there.
boost. And when that happens, we generally have Vaz in left field because he's lefty. We actually have a lot of flexibility in terms of if we're going to put righty batters or lefty batters in the lineup. We have a lot of very capable hitters. It's just the fact that we've never, more recently, we're stringing together games where we have 7+ runs.
Yeah.
Like, I think in every single game versus Florida, we had over 6 runs. Except for the last one. The first two... No, the last game was 4-3.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, and that's because Jack wasn't catching, in my opinion. Because Jack didn't have a great game until the very end, where he had a very clutch hit. But other than that, he had been negligible at the plate.
Yeah.
And so I think that Jack catching, have some flexibility at first. Obviously Colwick at second, even though he's been struggling. But he makes amazing plays on the field.
Yeah.
And so, unless we believe that Vastine would be an equally good defender and a better hitter, which I don't necessarily believe, just because I don't even want to say Colwick's in a slump. It's just the fact that he's been hitting the ball really, really far, but 3 feet until it was a home run.
Just short.
If Colwick had 10 more feet in every single one of his hits, he would have an extra 4 or 5 home runs in the last.
If we
few
played at
games.
UT's,
If we played at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, Tate Colwick would have had a multi-home run game twice against Florida.
Yeah.
But I like Colwick. I think he's going to stay in the lineup. He seemed like a good guy, too.
Yeah.
Carter's going to stay in the lineup, even though he's hitting tremendously poorly. He's hitting probably the worst of all of our hitters right now.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because Carter Young is, in my opinion, like, I remember being excited every single time he came up to plate last year.
Yeah. One, because he had a great walk-up song. And two, because it's Carter Young.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like he's one of the harder spots to replace. Because, like, you could say, like, I know a couple guys you could put at third. You could put a couple guys at first. You could put some guys in the field. I don't really
Carter Young
know who
defense
we would put in short.
Yeah, Carter Young's defense at short it can't be overstated.
Yeah, it's really unmatched.
Nobody,
by anyone on our team.
I've never seen somebody with such a fast transfer time, routinely makes plays where he just bare hands the ball off the turf and makes an amazing throw. Like, Carter Young defensively is the most sound prospect that I have seen in college baseball.
Yeah,
I haven't
he
been
and
watching.
Enrique are unmatched
Defensively, yeah.
I think no one comes close.
The thing is I haven't watched college baseball other than last year, and so like I wasn't here when Dansby Swanson was here, and he was the number 1 overall pick.
Dansby.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't here for that, but I can't imagine him being any more like, I can't imagine a drop off in terms of mechanics and defense between him and Carter Young.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Carter, it's like the ball doesn't touch his glove.
Gosh dang, he's good. Except when it gets stuck in his glove in the World Series.
Yeah. I mean,
That was tough.
Carter had a defensive breakdown at the end of the year last year, but oh my gosh.
He's so solid.
For the entire, up until he got injured in the FIU game last year,
Yeah.
he was the best shortstop in the SEC, I would say. I don't know a better shortstop in the SEC. He was hitting like 320, had like 11 home runs, and I don't think I had seen him ever make an error. But when he came back and when he tried to play through some injuries, he had some confidence issues. It hurt him in the field.
It was hard.
And it was just a complete breakdown, and it made me so sad.
At a time when we really, really needed big stuff.
Yeah,
But that's last year.
Yeah, and so, but I think this year his mechanics, in my opinion, are even better.
Oh yeah.
It's just hitting is taking a weird drop off, but when Carter Young's your worst hitter, I mean, you take it.
Yeah. You don't have a lot of problems.
No. In the field, Enrique and Spencer obviously have 2 spots locked down, and then for left and righties, you have Calvin Hewitt or Javi.
Both of whom are playing well.
Yeah,
I trust either one of them any given night.
True. And so it really comes down to pitching. And so Devin Fatrell, the league's leader in wins, is our midweek starter.
Yep. I think that's solid.
Yeah. The thing is I almost want to put him in the Sunday spot.
It's tough. Because you're going from, like, midweek. Who did we just play? We played
Tennessee
Tennessee
Tech.
State. Tennessee Tech. We played WKU the week before. Yeah, he might be 8-0. Who is he playing? Who's he playing?
But
he's pitching
his
against
stuff
guys.
is crazy, though.
Yeah, but it's a...
I mean, he won against Michigan.
Big step up. True. That's fair. But it's a big step up from saying you're going to be playing these guys versus okay, every
SEC
weekend you're going to be playing guys like Florida. You're going to be playing guys like Tennessee.
But I wonder, right? So, like, right now, who is our Sunday starter? It's been Patrick Riley some weeks. It's been Hunter Owen sometimes. Originally it was Maldo, but he's coming back. He pitched for the first time in the 3rd game, and now he pitched in the midweek as well. And he did okay, but he's coming back into the groove of things.
I don't think he's going to be a starter.
But who was our starter on Sunday was Bryce Cunningham.
Bryce Cunningham.
Who I think is the 3rd best freshman
Isn't
pitcher.
he Mormon?
No, that's Brett Henson.
Oh.
Bryce Cunningham, I don't think is as good of a pitcher as Devin Fatrell is. And Bryce Cunningham, he put up a really good outing against Florida. I think he went 6 innings. He let up 3 runs on like 4 hits.
Yeah.
Like I think
bad.
no. The thing is I if I could get that line every single Sunday with how this Vanderbilt offense normally plays, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
100%. It's and I think Devin Fatrell could even do better. I think that next year, say we just have a rotation of Carter Holton, Fatrell, and Cunningham,
Oh, that's solid.
I mean, yeah, we're going to have those three for the next, after the season, 2 more years, minimum.
Yeah, minimum. All of them.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
All of them.
We have Christian Little, who I think deserves a chance to start. And there are times when Christian Little looks like he is the best pitcher in the entirety of college baseball.
I'm legitimately shocked.
He's not. He hasn't.
He's not getting as much.
That he hasn't been given a chance to start.
Like last year, I remember
he was our midweek
pitch
starter
and being like, "Dang,
yeah,
I could see him pitching Fridays."
Yeah, I thought he was going to be our Friday starter coming into the season.
I thought he was going to be our ace, and it's odd.
He throws 97.
Gosh, he's that guy. But sometimes it just doesn't work out.
The thing is Christian Little very quickly can go from the best pitcher in college baseball to somebody that is below average when he gets a little shaken. Like, for instance, he pitched, we went into 10 innings in the 3rd game versus Florida. And he pitched 8, 9, 10. Yeah. And in 8 and 9, he threw 15 pitches in both innings, and like collectively. Like it was a 9-pitch inning and a 7-pitch inning.
Yep.
And he looked like the most dominant pitcher there has ever been.
Yeah.
And then he came out in the 10th, and he let up a solo shot. And like it reminded me very much of how Jack Leiter pitched, where other than that, he still got the next 3 guys out.
Oh yeah.
It was. Like, if he lets up a run, it's a solo shot. Because he's not going to walk anybody, and he's going to fill up the zone with strikes. And he has amazing breaking stuff. And so it's I think that you got to give Christian Little a chance to start, too, actually.
He's so talented.
Yeah, he's really
so talented. I'd say I'd be more inclined first to give Sundays to Christian Little. And then I think next best bet is Devin Fatrell.
The only issue I have...
It's a big jump, and I'm afraid it's going to hurt him.
I have one issue.
What's your one issue?
So you train to be a bullpen player or a starter.
Yeah. Like,
last year, Maldonado...
was training to be a bullpen.
He was... Every week, he was expecting to be the best closer in college baseball.
Yep.
It's an entirely different training regiment to get your arm ready to be a starter, to be a bullpen player. And so I worry about Christian Little being like... Oh,
yeah, because he has been
He's only been training for that, whereas Devin Fatrell has been pitching 7 innings a week every single week. So,
yeah.
Like, I think he comes in... I think it would be easy to slot him in Sundays.
I think it would have been best to have Christian Little starting, but it's too late for that.
I've heard things that hard. I've heard... people want us to give McIlvain a week off because some people are like, he's hitting the cap of being bullpen player turned starter, and he's not as dominant as he was early, and the people are saying that like his velocity's ticked down a little bit, and we need to do what we did with Jack last year where we gave him a week off.
Yeah.
And this is the week to do that. We're playing Kentucky. And Kentucky is the bottom of the SEC East. I think that if there was a time to give people weeks off to test new people and still be able to comfortably, it's against Kentucky.
It was like a midweek.
Yeah, but yeah.
Put me out there.
But anyway, I
can get my velocity up to 70.
Thank God.
It won't hit the zone.
No.
I can get up there. Put me in, coach.
It was just like I think Kentucky is like 5 and 10 right now, or like 5 and 11 or 12. What did he say?
It doesn't matter. He's doing homework outside. Let us know when. Ardelan just texted us some meaningless stuff. Anyways.
Yeah, but so we ended up coming back in the late portion of the game on Friday, and we did the same thing on Saturday. We had Carter Holton had a much better outing. It feels like he's still recovering from the South Carolina outing. And that's going to happen, I guess, as a freshman.
He's a kid.
Yeah, he's yeah. But like there was Enrique had been 1 for 11 at the plate, and when it came into Friday, like from the last 11 at bats, and he went initially 0 for 2 or 3, and then he hit a single in the end, the last part of the game that got us a run that would put us ahead, and it was really good. It was he's breaking out of his slump. And then in Saturday, it was the bases loaded, and he was up, and he hit a bases clearing triple, and it put us up 7-6, and it was great. It was like, okay, it feels like everybody but Carter's breaking out of their slumps, and we're actually playing good baseball.
Yeah, against real teams.
Yeah, and like Florida is not a bad team.
Yeah, exactly.
One of their guys in the second day went crazy. His name's like BT Relispy or something like that. It was
GT Dave.
It was
out there?
GT Dave, and
Oh
he hit 3 home runs, I think, in the game.
What the heck?
It was 2 or 3 home runs in the game. Like, man went. He was their entire offense.
It was me.
Him and Judd Fabian were going nuts.
Judd Fabian?
Yes.
That's a dope name. I wish I watched these games because those are cool names.
His brother Derek Fabian is the one that hit the home run that Christian Little let up. And here's why he let up the home run, right? So we won the second game. We go into the third game, and we're feeling good because it's the first time we've won a series since Missouri. And we played kind of like garbage. We only had a 1 run in terms of offense. Like, our defense played fine, which has kind of been the story of the season. Is our defense has been okay. Like, our pitching has been a little shaky at times,
our fielding has been good.
But our fielding has been good. And we had
Except for when we get new lights.
We only had a 1 run in the 9th inning, and then we get 2 outs. Spencer Jones pokes it down the third base line and gets on base, and then Jack Bulger, after going 0 for 3 in that game, hits a 2-run home run over the monster. And I'm like, oh my God, with how Christian Little's pitching, there's no way we lose. And then Derek Fabian comes up. Not Judd, but Derek.
The other Fabian.
And Derek Fabian had been playing like, he hadn't hit all weekend. He was 0 for the weekend. He was 0 for the weekend, and it was extra innings.
Oh, no.
Like, he was legitimately about to go 0 for the weekend, and I think our scouting report got a little confident because he had struck out also, like, more than half the time. Like, he had really bad at-bats.
Oh,
and
gosh.
then he just absolutely set a tank and won the game for him because our offense. Was that it? Yeah. Oh. And so good for Derek Fabian. He deserves it. He seems like a good kid. But
he's terrible at baseball, but gosh dang.
yeah, so we lost that game, but like we won the series. Yeah. You got to feel good about that. And we should sweep the series versus Kentucky. Ooh. If we don't, there is a problem. And then the midweek game was versus Tennessee Tech, and we just
Tennessee Tech had just beat Tennessee.
Yeah, the midweek game before it was against Tennessee, and they had beat Tennessee at a neutral site stadium 3-2.
Yeah,
and
they took care of Tennessee.
They gave us 4 runs in the first inning.
Oh, that I did watch. We watched them together.
Yes,
and we're like, okay, we're gonna go get dinner after this inning. And
yeah,
I'm like, I'm starving because this inning was insane. A guy pitched 32.
Yeah, it was
in
like
the first inning, and then they took him out.
Yeah, and
they made a pitching change. They made 2 mound visits and a pitching change
in the first inning.
In the first inning,
we batted around.
It was insane. We went through.
It was
the
like
whole lineup.
We had like 3 hits, 2 hit by pitches, like a couple walks.
It was crazy.
Oh
I
gosh,
couldn't believe it.
Matthew Polk in the game. He got hit by a pitch 3 times. And like he had like 5 or 6 at bats, and over half of them he got hit by a pitch.
That's crazy. Does that count for your batting average?
No, it's like a walk.
Which counts against?
No.
Well, no.
No, walks don't count against you. It just keeps your.
So you're 2 for 3. You get walked. You're still 2 for 3.
Yeah. It doesn't even add another number.
Makes sense.
That's tough. Yeah, we just beat the brakes off. Like we beat them like 7-0.
Yes, it was not.
I think Devin Fatrell allowed like maybe 4 hits, maybe 3.
Easily 4.
You know, he pitched 6 or 7 innings.
Yeah, in 7 innings.
And then Brett Hansen, I think, came in, and Maldo pitched an inning. You know, we're working him back up into a lineup. Overall, it was a really good week for baseball. You know, if we beat Kentucky, we'll have some good momentum going into whoever we play after that. But we really need to make a run here at the end in order for us to, maybe we can make a couple upsets, jump back into the top 25, and then if we can jump into the top 16, that's where it would be really, really helpful. Because if we can do that, then we can host a super regional. And I guess, well, maybe not. You have to be a top 8 team to host a super regional.
Yeah.
So we probably won't be hosting a super regional.
But it is what it is.
But we might be able to host
solidifying more.
I think that there's not a team that we can't beat, though.
That's true, but there are a lot of teams that we can get beaten by.
Yeah. Yeah.
There lies the issue.
I think that, though, with the last part of this SEC schedule, and then say we come into the SEC tournament just guns blazing and we do really, really well, I think there's a chance we make some noise in the playoffs. I think our ceiling is an Omaha team still. I don't know if we're a CWS winning team, but I think that we are an Omaha team as a ceiling.
Yeah.
And I think that's better than 99% of baseball programs. So,
yeah, exactly. There are only so many teams in Omaha.
Yeah, and considering that all of our pitching is incredibly young.
Yeah. It's looking good
and also after this year, we're losing Dominic Keegan definitely, which will be sad. Rip my boy Dom. But other than that, Tate Colwick.
Oh, Tate.
But I think Vastian's going to be really good next year.
Yeah.
And if Carter stays in this slump, I don't think he's probably going to leave because he's been falling down draft boards after being the number 32 prospect coming into the start of the season. But we have a lot of youth. We have a lot of people that can come in and be really good. I think that we're going to, especially as our pitching gets better and better, we're going to be a really, really, really good team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's done with baseball. Black and gold game happened as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't
good football action.
There isn't as much to talk about with that. Mike Wright looked really, really electric.
I do like Mike Wright.
Yeah, we've been.
I do like Mike Wright.
During season 1 of Show Em The Dore, we talked about how we liked Mike Wright because he opened up a lot of the playbook, and I think that he's going to be a really, really good player.
Yep.
I believe that it was a tie actually between the offense.
Yeah, it was 32-32.
Yeah, and so
I don't know how they scored, but it was a tie.
I worry a little bit more about our defense. I really don't know. I don't think there's enough to gauge because this is Vanderbilt versus Vanderbilt. And we're not an established...
Defense last year was good. We have a defensively minded head coach.
Yeah, and so,
I think defense is going to be solid, if anything.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Stuff to look forward to.
If you're saying if our defense is so solid, then our offense putting up 32 points...
Can start good defense.
Then that could be a big deal. It really... I don't know. We'll see. There isn't a lot to talk about. I don't have stats.
It's a bit too early to really judge.
Yeah.
We're just playing ourselves.
Though I believe that Mike Wright should be the starting quarterback.
I think he's taking steps up to separate himself above.
Yeah.
Working on his, pocket presence, the passes, because he does have that ability to open up the field some more with his legs. Mm-hmm. But really he's not the passer that Ken Seals is, and I think he's making gains in that arena.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to see him trying to solidify himself into what could really be a successful leader of an offense.
Right. But yeah, so that's the only thing for football, really.
That's about it.
And then in women's bowling, we were in the Final Four, if we can call it that. The Fantastic Four.
We're in the last 4 teams.
Yeah, and so we won the first game, and I was like, oh, we're about to sweep the thing. Because all we have to do is win 3 games to win. But then we lost the next 2, which was kind of sad.
Who did we lose to?
SFA.
Stephen F. Austin?
Yeah.
They have a Bucks chapter.
Cool. And also McKendree, maybe?
McKendree?
It's like Farley, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We lost. I think they ended up winning the whole thing.
McKendree?
Yeah, I think so.
Dang, that's tough.
And so we placed we placed 3rd overall, which is a great
top 3 program.
Yeah,
how many of those does Vanderbilt have?
2 at best.
Baseball?
Yeah, I'd consider us normally a national contender.
There you
go. The fact that our down year is we might be a borderline top 25 team is...
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that we're number 3 on maybe a down year because we won so much.
Yeah. So,
it's impressive.
Yeah.
I am not that good at bowling.
No, I'm terrible at bowling.
I'm very good.
No, you're not. Nope. Yep.
Though they will never know. They'll never know if we whisper.
We haven't,
I'm clutch, though.
In a little bit of
I bowled with you?
No, we haven't bowled.
I bowled with my D group, and it was
Wow.
It was to the last. It was a nail biter. It was between me and Lincoln for dead last.
Oh,
and
no.
I got a spare and a strike in the last frame to go up 1 point, and then he got me. It was tough. He rose to the occasion, stomped on my hopes of a comeback.
And you were terrible.
You
got a spare and a strike, and you were still down at the very end?
Yeah. I don't know how it happened. I did the math, and I'm like, if I get a spare and a strike, I'm up 1. But then I didn't realize...
He also had shots?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. It was... I did some sort of math. Like, he beat me. He ended up beating me by 1. And I was like, gosh, dang it. Because he also got a strike in the last frame.
Oh.
But, maybe we'll have a giveaway.
Bowler.
Not a giveaway, but a thing where the winner can come bowl with us. It's not going to be free. You got to pay for yourself.
Yeah,
But you would get to bowl with Chris and I.
It'd be a no expense paid trip to bowl with Willem and I.
Yeah. Really, the only thing you win is an experience of
meeting us.
Which
really just...
Is that an experience?
Uh,
It's just take a class in cognitive studies and you'll see me.
Yeah. I don't think we have anything else in terms of sports.
That's about it.
This was a longer episode than the past two, though.
It's been a good one.
It has been, I think. It's a nice bounce back episode. The fact that we've been a little off and sick and busy.
Yeah, we're on our bad episodes arc, so now on our redemption.
Yeah,
we are still looking for guest athletes. We talked to Jordan, and he gave us a verbal yes, but we have been unable to lock down a time with him. To be honest with you guys, he just hasn't responded to us.
Yeah, like...
He said yes originally, and he just hasn't said anything since. So, Jordan, if you're watching this, if you've made it through this entire episode, I promise it won't be like this. It'll be similar to this if you get on the podcast, but in a good way, right? So, we are looking into a lot of things. We're talking to some people, but there are only so many more weeks. I know we're going to have an episode next week. We're not sure if there is going to be an episode beyond that. So we're really coming to the end of season 2.
The season 2 finale.
Yeah.
Might be next week, it might be the week after.
Yeah, so we'll keep y'all updated on that because time's a-flying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
What's this, episode 13?
13.
13? How many episodes do we have season 1?
Like
9?
9-ish, yeah.
We're like 22 episodes deep.
Yeah.
That's insane. There's no reason that anyone should be allowing us to be up here and putting out 23 episodes of whatever this is.
You did your math wrong, but that's okay.
22 episodes, whatever this is. It'll be 23 next week, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're really come to a close. I don't know what we're going to do this summer in terms of
content.
Trying to, stay engaged with y'all because... I can't imagine the drop-off that will take coming back after nothing for like 3 months. So we'll figure things out. We'll be
the only
thinking
thing there will
some
be
things.
is baseball, though.
Yeah, but we want to have a little something, even if there's nothing. Just a little bit of content, things to talk about us.
We should screen record like a FaceTime.
Oh, dude, we should play Crazy Eights.
Okay, we'll live stream.
We should, yeah.
We'll stream on Twitch.
Twitch stream.
No, we're on YouTube gaming.
That's funny. But we're thinking some things because we do really enjoy doing this for y'all, with each other.
I made this my immersion project, so we know it's being locked in.
Yeah, this is a graduation requirement too.
For
so
me,
we can't quit now.
For me, this is legitimately a graduation requirement.
If we quit, Chris doesn't graduate. So there's a lot writing on this.
So Willem's walking out.
This is my last episode. I forgot about this. So, Scotty Pippen Jr. has declared for the NBA draft. I don't know if it's clear at this point whether or not he has hired an agent. So, if he did hire an agent, he can't come back. If he didn't, or if he hired one of the, ones that they say you're fine with, he could come back next year and play. It's a big deal, you know what I mean? As it is Scotty Pippen Jr. Regardless, I think we're looking good for next year. Even if he doesn't come back, we're on a big upward turn. I think we can get some guys to make up for his production. Mm-hmm. What are we looking at there, Chris? What's the intel?
The Southeastern Conference's leading scorer is signing with an agent.
Oh, so he's gone. Never to return. He was... just a little short of our scoring record, actually. So if you give him one more year, he would have had it. But I think he's going to, try and see if he can succeed, which I think he could to some extent, at the next level. Big ups to him. That's a big deal. That's super exciting. So congrats to him, and we will be updating you, obviously. Maybe we'll do a live stream of the draft when we see him go with the 54th pick. It'll be a long live stream because Lord knows he's not going off the table quick. No, disrespect. But he's just not looking to be that high on the boards. But I think he can see some success at the next level. I think you can compare him to a lot of pro guys that are kind of similar to him. So I think he could do well. And I know he's a great player. He's a good dude. So we're excited to continue watching him in his journey. And with that being said, I would also like to say that I'm making myself eligible for the 2022 NBA draft. I will not be signing with an agent unless Chris counts, so I will retain my eligibility to play intramural basketball next year. But me and Scotty Pippen we've declared. So if there are any NBA teams watching this, I would be willing to sit down with you and talk about it. I don't have any film because I don't play basketball. But if you want to come by the rec center sometime, any GMs or scouts, I would be willing to do a workout with y'all. Just letting that be known.
Yeah, well,
I now have a platform, so I feel like I can announce this. This is my formal announcement of my intent to participate in the draft. I will try and show up. I don't know if they'll let me in, but do you need an invite? Do you think it's invite only?
To the draft? Probably.
Dang it. Do you think if I get seats, like in the audience, and I dress up and sit real close to the front, they'll maybe think I'm somebody?
No.
Like the camera would show the crowd, and I'd be snazzy looking. And
No.
then maybe one person at home would be like, "Hey, I wonder who that guy is."
No.
Do you think no one you think would be like, "Who's that guy?" He's in a suit.
Not as who's that guy? I wonder what player he is now.
Well, I am eligible, just so you know. Did you hear I'm retaining my eligibility for next year? Because
Are
I'm
you?
not signing with an agent unless
I did
you
hear.
count.
I did hear that.
Okay, there you go.
And
Just gotta make sure you pay.
I'm a college certified agent.
Are you?
I am.
know you're a registered minister.
I am, which almost counts.
Reverend Conway.
Which almost
So
counts.
Chris is my unofficial agent within this process. He'll be guiding me.
I'll sell them for $2.
Oh no.
I'll sell them for a bag of
A
Doritos.
ham sandwich.
No, I don't like ham.
Neither do I, to be honest with you. But so yeah, me and Scotty, we're out of here. Sorry guys. So yeah, exciting. And I guess that's all we got.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any more insurance questions. So with that, this has been Show on the Door. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.